What is happening, my fellow dudes and dudettes, fellow landscapers, fellow lawn care guys? Listen up. If you're new to the lawn care game, if this is your first or second season, listen up because this one's for you. Fall is here, okay? Fall is here. Actually, it starts on the 22nd, but trust me, it's here. The leaves are falling, people's yards are starting to slow down in growth, and you're starting to get kind of worried because customers are calling or messaging you saying, hey, we want to be converted to once a month or something like that. Listen up. All your weekly customers and your bi-weekly customers, when they're ready, when they send you that call or that message and say, hey, I want to change to once a month, if you don't mind, go ahead and let them change to once a month. And the reason why is because, one, you're going to have that customer throughout the entire fall and winter season. Okay, so you're still going to have a little bit of money. You're going to charge them a little bit of a higher rate because you're only coming once a month instead of twice. You're going to charge them a little bit of a higher rate, so you still got money coming in. You're not going to be having as much money coming in because they went from weekly or bi-weekly to once a month. It's common sense. But like I said, you have a customer, continuously throughout the entire year. Also, throughout, the days where you're not going to be servicing those customers, that gives you plenty of time to get your business name out there. And by that, I'm saying door hangers, business cards, social media, Google, whatever you've got to do to get your name out there, then do it. Right now is the time. You've got 6 months. You've got September, October, November, December, January, and February. Because March, oh boy, March 1st is the spring rush. And let me tell you something, when the spring rush comes, that phone's going to be ringing. But if you go ahead 6 months in advance and start accumulating all your new customers, go ahead and schedule them for once a month and let them know, hey, when March 1st comes, we're going to put you down for bi-weekly or once a week, however they want to do it. It's going to be more than once a month. So one, you've got a butt ton more money coming in from said customer. Two, you've got new customers that you've accumulated, since the fall got here. You're getting new customers, and they're going to be converted to either bi-weekly or once a month or 4 times a month. And plus, you're going to be so bowed up. You're going to be making enough money to be able to hire an additional guy or 2 or 3 or however, whatever you want to do. But you're going to be bowed up with business. You're going to not only double your business, you're probably going to triple it. Because let's face it, right now the grass is slowing down. People are going to call you and say they want to be converted to once a month. No problem. Instead of you going to cut their grass and get it down low or whatever, you're going to be going to mulch their leaves, or you're going to be doing leaf removal, fall cleanups. You're going to clean up the flower beds. That once a month that you come to show up, you need to make sure you do however much you're charging them, because like I said, you're going to want to raise that price, whatever their normal bi-weekly or once a week rate is. You want to make it a little bit higher since you're only coming once a month. That way you still got decent money coming in. But you need to make sure you're doing enough work to justify that price. Okay, so whatever you can do, pick up sticks, haul off debris, whatever it is you got to do, cut limbs, whatever it is you got to do, just make sure you stay busy. Because like I said, you've got 6 months to prepare. Because when that spring, oh my God, my truck is bouncing. You've got 6 months to prepare new customers and your current customers. The ones that say, hey, we want to wait a couple months to see you again, fine. Take them completely off your schedule. Because when they call you back in a couple months, let's just say December or January or something like that, and they call you back and say, hey, we want to be plugged back in on schedule for once a month or whatever, great. Ump their rate, if you need to. But definitely, I say this with an underline, definitely charge them an initial cut fee. New customers, charge them a $125 or $150, however bad their yard is. And returning customers that you ain't seen in months, charge them an initial cut fee, because you haven't been there in months. When you go to cut that yard, when you haven't been there in months or do leaf removal or whatever, it's going to be way worse than it would have been if you'd have been there once a month to keep it maintained. So because they wanted to, be taken off schedule a couple months, with me, I charge an initial cut fee, 125 or 150, however big or however bad the yard is, so I can spend that initial hour, hour and a half, 2 hours on that property to make sure I get it back right. You're going to be spending more time doing that property on top of all the other jobs you've got scheduled for that day. Charge them for that. That's the initial cut fee. That fee covers you having to take the time out of your day to not only plug them back in on schedule, but to maneuver all your new customers and all your current customers that stayed with you throughout the fall and winter services. You're going to have to maneuver a bunch just to find somewhere to plug in that customer that wanted to take a break. So initial cut fees is a big thing. And customers, new customers, future customers, whatever, if you're watching this video, don't look at that like it's a bad thing, because it's a pro to you. You pay that one-time fee of $125 or $150, however much it's going to be. You pay that initial fee, and then if you get scheduled for weekly or bi-weekly, however you want to do it after that initial fee, then the price goes back to, let's say, $85 a month or $85 every 2 weeks or $90, however big your yard is. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to regular price. And however much let's say you were one of my customers last season, then the price that I quoted you back then is how much your yard's going to be. But if you wait months to get back on schedule, then you have to pay that initial cut fee. It just is what it is. One, I've got to make money because I'm a local business. I'm a good, profitable operating business. And, these parts and equipment and this truck is not cheap. Fuel definitely is not cheap. So I've got to figure out a way to plug you back in on schedule, because since you've been gone, I've accumulated 30, 40 new customers that, a lot of these customers took your spot. So bear with me, pay that initial cut fee. We'll get to you and get your yard looking right again and plug you back in on schedule. But all the ones that stay as bi-weekly, all the customers that stay as once a month throughout the fall and winter services, the fall and winter months, you don't charge them an initial cut fee. You won't have to, because you've kept their yard maintained. So that's a little bit of food for thought. That's how my business runs. I don't know how y'all's business runs, but if you're new to the lawn care game, take this as, you can either take it as a grain of salt or food for the soul. It's one of the two, however you want to look at it. But this is just what I do. I hope this helps, my young lawn care guys that are just now getting into the trade. And if this was your first season, leave me a comment in the video. Let me know how your season went. Let me know what your plans are and your goals are for this coming up season, what you want to do different. Let us know. Remember, y'all, if it's growing, you know what I'm doing.